C'est chaud ça. Ah, c'est chaud. On va être cancelled.
Donc, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. We are back. Finally, we have been away for a couple days.
It's been a while.
Yeah, we took some vacations from my end. I went to Vegas and then straight to it's meta. But
All right.
but yeah, we are back and recently. So Reda, thank you for being here and all that jazz.
Blah, blah, blah.
Recently, I saw a nice video, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan of a comedian called Dieudonné, who is very popular in France. He used to be very, very popular. Then there was like a
Very controversial.
yeah, very controversial. I don't follow him in all his opinions, but I do like his sense of humor. I think he is really, really funny, and he's one of the rare comedians who has been producing one show every year for a long time. So his work ethics are just just like crazy, and it's not just quantity; it's quality.
Yeah,
like
very qualitative.
very funny. I think he slipped a few times in his provocation. And here is what I suggest as a theme, although I don't like to mention this as a theme-oriented podcast, but to ask for forgiveness. It's not an easy thing. People don't do it. In Morocco, Moroccans are not really used to say sorry.
Well,
To apologize like
apologizing is hard,
it's hard. Yeah, for sure.
and it kind of goes both ways because forgiving as well is hard.
Do you find apologizing or forgiving harder?
That's a good question.
Thank you. I
Um,
tend to do that sometimes.
yeah, impressive.
Yeah.
I think when it's really genuine,
Yeah.
I'm guessing asking for forgiveness requires you to kind of like
Be
put
humble.
certain things aside, be humble, put your ego aside, like kind of like admit to your flaws or things like that. But forgiving as well, like you need to go past certain emotions that aren't always easy to overcome. Anger, betrayals, all that stuff. So I'm guessing it depends of the situations, but I think it's hard to forgive if there's not a party asking for forgiveness, and I'm guessing that the first step is maybe a bit harder. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember when we were kids, when we were in school, and you had
Long
like
time ago.
long time ago, when you had like a fight or whatever with one of your friend, the teacher would come, and she would say, I think it's very humiliating. I don't know if you
Yeah.
can, but she would say, kiss him and say, I'm sorry.
I don't know about the kissing part, but yeah.
No, she would say in Arabic, "Busu gulu smahli."
Wow. Yeah.
But
yeah.
like,
Hug it out, boys.
and what do you think about this for kids? Like you say, I don't care what happened. Yes, you said mean things. Yes, you pushed him first. He pushed you after. Okay, I don't care. Like hug him and say I'm sorry.
Well, I think that the principle is a good thing.
But to force
But-
somebody to apologize.
But that's the thing. You need to kind of like get them there instead of saying just like
Hug it
no,
out, bitch.
No one like you're gonna be punished if you don't make out, and they're like
yeah.
like it doesn't hold any value, and you kind of like develop that's kind of like what you said, like it's demeaning to actually like be forced, like it's demonstrating your weakness in a way. And when you grow up, I guess you kind of like understand that it's quite the opposite of weakness to actually ask forgiveness or forgive.
Yeah, I think the issue with this kind of line of education is that you teach young kids to apologize without meaning it, and that it will make everything go away. Now, when you punish, you don't want to hear the story. You don't want to say you are right and he shouldn't have pushed you. It's just like, all right, I'm not going to tell you you were right for being angry and for demanding an apology or whatever, but he said, I'm sorry, so forever, like squash it. It's over. All right, so, but it didn't solve my problem. Like he pushed me and he shouldn't have done this. So I want recognition. I don't, more than an apology, I want recognition. Okay, why did you do that? Explain to me. And I didn't do anything to you. You screwed up, so it's your fault. No, let's not just say, well, both of you just hug it out and it's over. Well, you don't really solve the problem. You're just teaching him that.
Well, it's just a question of like, that's kind of, now today, maybe we're doing it a bit too much, but it's all about like, kind of like encouraging communication in general between parties, understanding that there's boundaries that you went over or things like that. But it's true that just taking two kids and be like, you're breaking my balls basically. So make up and
let's move on.
And let's move on, or I'm gonna take you both out. You know, like
I think going back to, and we will end up circling around the Dieudonné case because I think it's a very interesting case study. But when people apologize, I don't know. I in my family, we don't really we don't apologize for small things, and we don't apologize in general. We don't say I'm sorry, just like we don't say I love you. But
you kind of do. It's just that the format of it is different.
Absolutely. Like, we show it in a different way. We express it differently.
Exactly. Like I saw this guy on Instagram that kind of like does some kind of like translation of the parent kid language in the Arab world and stuff like that. And he tells you like, for instance, a dad apologizing is like, okay, come eat. You know, he goes to your room and say, okay, come eat.
Exactly.
Like, that's
no, but that's true. I think different people have different way of expressing things. I think, to be quite honest, I am not really happy when people apologize to me, and like not following it up by or prefacing it with an explanation. I prefer to have an explanation. Listen, let's discuss it. I don't know. I ate your sandwich because I didn't think you would eat it, or I didn't think it was yours, or whatever. Not just I'm sorry I ate your sandwich. Well, just tell me why. Because I think an explanation would come a long way, and it would justify that reaction a lot better than just saying, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just I'm sorry. Let's hug it out."
Well, it depends, because sometimes like I don't know, like you, like I have this with a lot of my friends that let's say have more troubles handling their emotions or things like that. So sometimes they have reactions that are uncalled for, or they overreact to stuff and everything. And like, there's always that perspective of not judging every situation the same way. Let's say like, if I'm used to having a certain relationship with you where you're like kind of like a very straight in the way you act every day. If one day you do something a bit crazy, like you storm off, it's a big deal. Whereas someone who doesn't really control and does it every single day, is gonna be like
that's his baseline.
He'll come back and he's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm sorry." You'll be like, "Yeah, fine." But
no, I understand.
You know, like
I understand. I think it's very hard to apologize. I think it's important to apologize, and just like any word, like the word "I love you," it should be only used in a very meaningful way, and you shouldn't just say, like Americans, they every time they talk on the phone, okay, love you, bye, okay, love you, bye.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like mean it. And sorry is the same. I put it in the same category.
I
mean
agree.
it. Mean
I
it.
agree.
Like, don't just come and say, I'm sorry. Like, all right, do you want to eat? No, listen, let's have an explanation, because sorry is not going to squash everything out. Like, it's better to have an explanation and have a conversations about, okay, what happened? Why did you do this? All right, I'm sorry, I did that because I thought you said this. No, I didn't say this. Okay, now we are square. Now we can go back to square one. But if we just say, sorry, like it's a magic word that's going to open new doors and close some doors.
But I guess it's a question of the value you give it. Like you said, like a lot of people just throw it around. Like for instance, if I'm a person that never says sorry unless I really mean it,
Yeah.
saying
has a
sorry,
lot of weight.
saying just sorry can
Yeah.
be enough.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need even the explanation. You're like,
True.
if he said that, that means okay, he understood
Yeah.
everything. We don't need to go through it. But it's a valid point. The thing that a lot of people take out value, or for instance, tell you I'm sorry, and you're like, yeah, but you want to develop any direct. But I said I'm sorry. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly. I said I'm sorry. What else do you want from me?
I paid already by my debt.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly. It's
And,
not a secret. It's not a magic word that's gonna solve all the
Exactly.
problems. Like, you need to mean it, and in order for you to mean it, you need to understand what you did wrong and why you did it wrong. Why you did this wrong, and then we can talk about it. Yeah, you know, one day, short anecdote. I didn't think I was gonna talk about this, but
it's
one
a
day,
safe place.
it's a safe place, right? One day I was playing soccer. I don't know if you were there that day, but anyways,
Probably.
probably, maybe. But it was.
Is that the day I scored that amazing goal?
That's amazing bicycle kick. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's that day.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So one day I was playing.
I'm not gonna
soccer.
apologize for that.
No, that was well deserved. Don't worry. So one day I was playing soccer,
Mhm.
and this guy, I was a little bit. You know, sometimes some people in the soccer pitch, like, they put a little bit of pressure,
Mhm.
and they don't really. It's not frontal pressure, but it's just like they
push
heat
your
things up.
They push your buttons.
But everybody's buttons
Yeah.
up. Like, he puts pressure on the whole pitch, and they're like, "Come on, no, you do this. Come on, no, win. What's the score? No, 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 no. I don't think." So it's like it goes one step up.
Yeah.
And this guy was doing that, and he brought a friend with him from
Okay,
who did not live in Morocco. I think he lived in Paris, whatever. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a guest, so he brought him in. We started playing. The guy played pretty well, and he was cocky as fuck. So sometimes when people come and play with us, they don't realize that they don't understand the spirit. Like, we just play for fun. Listen, we're not here to show your skills. You're here to pass the ball and have
like,
fun and
if
sweat
you're
it
the
out.
best on
Yeah.
our pitch, you're not that good.
You're
in
not that
general.
good to start with. So hold your horses there.
Yeah.
So anyways, and he was actually pretty good. And then he was upset because he thought he deserved a foul, but he didn't. And we explained to him, listen, it's not about deserving it. If you want it, we'll give it to you. Like, you just say foul and we'll give it to you. Like, we don't ask questions. Like, that's the spirit. Okay, okay. So he started playing and he hit. So he was on the ground and he hit a person right next to him who was like the kindest person, who happens to be my cousin. But he was on the floor, on the ground, and he hit him and he kicked him really, really hard.
Mm.
And I was like 2 meters away, and I saw that, and I saw red.
You went
I'm like-
crazy.
I went crazy.
Was it the guy that you lifted up?
Yes, I did
Okay,
lift him
yeah.
up. So I
Yeah.
lifted him up, and I was gonna fucking destroy him. And then and I saw fear in his eyes,
Yeah, yeah.
and I felt like,
Well, you're a big
shit.
fellow, man.
I am a big
It doesn't
guy.
show that much on the podcast, but you're a big fellow.
Listen, and I hated myself, and him and the friend who brought him, and of course that guy. We were towards the end, and usually fights and things like that happens towards the end
Yeah.
when we get a little tired and cold. And he left. He stormed off with his friend, and I went back home, and I felt so bad.
Yeah.
Not because he was an asshole.
Yeah.
But,
But
the way I overreacted was like
Yeah.
way too much. And I went back home and I told my wife. And she said, that's okay. He deserved it. So what are we eating? I'm like, no, but I'm telling you, like,
yeah,
I feel
it was eating
horrible.
up.
I felt very, very bad.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I think I'm going to apologize. And my wife said, but what he did was uncalled for. He was violent, and you didn't hit him. You just put him back in his place. I said, yeah, but I saw fear in his eyes, and he started shaking,
Yeah.
and I could like break him in half and not even like think about it twice. But I felt horrible to be in a situation of power and have the guy not be in a safe place
Yeah.
because of me, and I felt like shit. So I texted him.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't call him, but I texted him.
Yeah. The coward's way.
The cowards. So I text him and I said, listen, man, I really, oh no, he was in, here is the thing. He lived in London. So I wrote the message in English. I felt more comfortable and apologize.
It's
because
easier usually.
my American side is okay with apologizing, but my Moroccan roots are like, yeah, what the fuck are you
that.
doing? Be a man. So I wrote it in English and I said, listen, man, I'm so sorry. I apologize. What you did was uncalled for. You were violent on the pitch. You got very aggressive. But what I done does not justify what I done. I really apologize. This field, like we play, and it's supposed to be a safe space, and I'm sorry. I apologize. I overreacted. I should have never done this. Nothing justifies what I did to you. I should have talked to you. I should have told you to get the fuck out. But I should never have put my hands on you, and I'm really sorry. And then I felt good, and he texted back. And he said, nah, man, I should have never done that. What you did was totally justified. Even if you've slapped me around, I would have deserved it. I'm the one who apologized. And here is the thing. If I did anything wrong, I apologize.
Ooh.
And that's a nuance that everybody uses when they apologize. Politicians, YouTubers, when they screw up, they say, I apologize. If I hurt anyone, I apologize.
That's the thing. That
So
means,
it comes with a condition.
No, that means that they don't apologize.
Exactly.
It means that
absolutely.
they're just doing the effort to come back to a stable situation or not. But it holds no value because once again, like you said, a true apology can only be valid if the person at least at the very
sincere.
least understands.
Yeah.
Because what does it mean? Like, if I hurt anybody, that means you didn't understand. Of course, nowadays everybody's like
Everybody
so
does
sensitive and stuff.
Okay,
I
yeah,
understand
true,
it, but
true.
on certain situations, like I don't know, like you actually did something that's clearly wrong. Like it's not that much subjective. I apologize for doing that, and I acknowledge that I did it, and it was wrong. Like what you did, you weren't like. If
I heard,
if one of your bone is at his place, I apologize.
No. Yeah. I think an apology has to be sincere, and many politicians, YouTubers, and all of that, celebrities, every time they screw up, they say, "I'm sorry if I have misbehaved. I'm sorry if I did something to hurt you. I'm sorry if I said something to hurt you." Well, so you don't fully accept that what you did was hurtful or what you said was hurtful. So if I hurt you, okay, honey bunny, if I hurt you, so it's like
because like a true apology is basically like if you take the analogy of war, it's like putting down your weapons and like surrendering to your faults,
enemy. Absolutely.
And because a lot of people tell you, look, I'm sorry what I did, but someone in my situation that does this, like they almost justify it. You cannot justify something that you're apologizing for. Like an apology is, I shouldn't have done that, period.
That's it.
And once it's there, a lot of people tend to think that it's weakness, but it's actually the purest form of strength. Because man, this video, I don't know if you saw it, of Jordan Peterson about like strength and weakness.
Okay.
Where he said something that it resonated with me so much, where he said being nice
is not a
when
virtue.
You're not capable of
hurting people is not a virtue.
It's not a virtue.
This one was really good too.
Like because a lot of people.
So let's finish it before you move on. So he said, like, if you are not capable of hurting people, and if you are not capable of like being powerful, overpowering people, and you are nice, but being nice is your only option, then you are not being. It's not a virtue. It's not something.
It's not
to
like
brag
something
about.
that you chose. That you're making an effort to be.
But you need to men and women, of course, they should be able to to hurt you or to be capable of defending himself and overpowering you, but they choose to
Yeah.
refrain from
And
doing
it's not
that,
just
etc.
physical, like even mentally. Like if you have like the intellect to manipulate people or to
to persuade them to do certain
do
things.
some stuff, and you're actually coming from a very pure place where you're giving like
Yeah.
advice that's not going your way or things like that.
Yeah.
That's virtuous.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
absolutely.
like I see a lot of people like they say, "Oh, this guy is so nice. He wouldn't hurt a fly." True,
but he can't,
but
even if he wanted to.
like, is he
Yeah.
really that nice?
Exactly.
Like, or he's just surviving.
Or just
you know?
being nice is his only option.
Yeah.
What can he be besides nice? Nothing. Like, yeah,
But I don't know. When I saw that video, like,
it definitely hit the spots for sure. I
Yeah.
think so. For me, I think an apology comes at the end of an explanation, and not a justification. Not I did that because of this, because of that. But okay, put yourself in my shoes. I did this, you did that. No. You said this. Yes, I agree. And I think it needs to come with sincerity. It needs to come with total honesty. You cannot, because when people, politicians and all those people, famous people, when they apologize on TV because they screwed up, there is nothing like, it's like lukewarm. I
Yeah.
apologize if I did
well,
this.
there is a key word in an apology, which is that it needs to be absolute. Like whatever the reaction in front of you, like even if the person tells you, "Go fuck yourself," I don't accept your apology, or does something, like an apology is absolute,
Yeah.
like a real apology. Like whatever you do, whatever you think, whatever it is,
Yeah,
I disregard it. I apologize,
that's it.
and
Yeah.
I acknowledge that I should have done that. Period.
And then you do whatever you want with this. Yeah, it's
You
your
accept,
business.
you
Yeah.
don't. As forgiveness, because even forgiveness, a lot of people forgive, but it's not, like they say, forgive but not forget,
Yeah,
all that
forgive and
stuff.
forget. Yeah.
Like especially in couples, for instance,
Mhm.
like a lot of couples, one of them cheats, finds out, apology, whatever they make up. Man, every single fight that's gonna happen,
It's gonna
you
go
have
back to that.
You have that Joker card where
Yes.
you're like, "Oh yeah, I did this. Well, you fucking."
Well, at
you know?
least I didn't cheat on you, and bam, here
and
we go
that
again.
comes over and over and over. That's not forgiveness. You never forgave, because you cannot reuse. Forgiveness is fresh. It's like an apology. It's like absolute. Like you cannot bring it back.
But is it so? I think there is a nuance there. For me, forgiving and forgetting are two different things.
No, it's not forgetting.
Okay, so forgive and forget. I think, in my opinion, I can forgive, for example, somebody who screwed up, etc. I can forgive you. But it was not an accident. This was your true nature. And I don't want to be associated with you anymore. I forgive you. It's
Yeah.
fine. We are friendly, but we will never be best friends. We will never be a couple anymore. We will never be. If you cheat on me,
But
maybe I can forgive you,
that's
but
good.
I cannot forget it. I cannot forget that you. So we can never be a couple anymore.
That's exactly the point.
Yeah.
Like you can forgive, but not pursue anything else. Like you did something where, for me, it's something that a friendship cannot tolerate. For
Cross
instance,
that line, yeah.
you cross the line. I'm gonna tell you, I appreciate you apologizing. I appreciate you recognizing some stuff. But now I'm done.
Yeah, the trust is
And-
broken. I'm
And
sorry.
it's okay.
yeah.
But if, like in couples, like if you stay with that person, you cannot not fully forgive, because it's unhealthy.
True.
Like it's toxic. It's gotta come back and stuff.
No, that's true.
So yeah.
For sure. I think many couples it goes downhill because there is no real forgiveness after
course. Because you become
cheating or whatever.
you become
because-
annoyed,
Yeah.
and of course how certain like male females brains work and stuff, like if you're breaking my balls this often for something that I didn't do, I might as well do it. You know, and so on and so on. And
No, that's true. That's true. I think going back to, I think forgiving and forgetting are two separate things. I think to forgive, you do it. You do it because you feel like the person is sincere. You feel like the person really means it, etc. So he says, "Listen, I'm sorry. I screwed up. I have no excuse." I like when people surrender. Like you said, don't come to apologize with an argument behind it. But
Yeah.
wait a second. No, listen. If you apologize, like you said, you surrender, you give your weapon, and you surrender to me. And then most of the times, I feel I don't like compliments in general. And when people apologize, I feel like it's almost like arrogant from me to ask for an apology. Like, who the fuck do I think I am? That
Yeah.
sometimes most of the times I feel like it's too much. When people apologize, now I feel bad for you
No, but
because you
because-
surrendered.
because you cannot ask for an apology, because then the apology holds no value.
Of course.
Like if I tell you I'm not talking to him until he apologizes,
yeah.
like
No, that's true. That's true. So you are threatening him by
you give the sentence. You get whatever has been done to you. You give the sentence, which is I'm not talking to you. I'm breaking your jaw, whatever it is, right? Then the apology comes. It's like a plea. Then you can either revise your sentence,
yeah.
keep it, or aggravate. But you know, like that's how it works. It's not like a
No, that's true. That's true. I think it's most of the times, like I said, I feel bad when people apologize, and when they do, the first thing I say is, "Oh no, 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 I'm sorry too. I'm sorry too," and I don't know if it ever happened to you, but when you say "I'm sorry," when the person says "I'm sorry," I feel like obligated to be polite and reciprocate and say, "Oh no, I'm sorry too. I'm sorry too," and the other person says, "Oh yeah, of course you're sorry because you did." No, wait a second. I was just being polite.
That's
bitch.
the thing.
Like,
That's the thing. I recently had something like that, right?
okay. We will not get into it.
We're not gonna get into it, but so this person calls me and be like, "Look, last time I apologize for what I did and everything."
Okay.
Cool. And I was like, "Okay, I accept
You
your
did not
apology."
reciprocate nothing.
It's nothing. And then they're like, "You're not gonna apologize?" I'm like, "No. Why should I?"
Well, that's it. That's what I'm saying.
Like, yeah, but this and the argument that started it
Went
starts
back
again.
on. Okay, now
I'm
it's,
like, why
now
are
we're
you
back on it,
calling in
yeah.
that case? You know, like
Exactly. You don't mean it. You,
you
just
don't
wanna...
you didn't understand anything, and because the story was quite clear.
Okay.
And I didn't even take it that personally. It's just overreaction once again. But that's the thing. It's absolute for me.
Yeah,
and,
no, it should be. Yeah, I agree.
And of course, when it's not important, you're like, oh, I'm sorry I did this. No, I'm sorry to.
Okay,
whatever,
so you
know.
do it then.
Yeah, but when it's not, it holds no value. Like even if you didn't apologize, I wouldn't care that much.
Yeah.
Like when it's, I don't know, like I have a problem on a football pitch or something like that. Like I say someone something and he says something back. I have no relationship with him
Yeah.
outside this. Like I
No,
don't
I
lose
agree.
any sleep. So he's
I
gonna say,
agree.
"I'm sorry." I'm just gonna squash it. Oh, I'm sorry too. I shouldn't have done that yesterday. Okay, ciao. But when it's something serious, absolute.
You know, like me, it goes back to like, it's almost like if somebody is like bending over to kiss your hand or whatever, I'm like, no, don't, please. I feel worse. So like when they apologize, it's like they are surrendering. I'm like, no, please, no, that's fine. And then I feel like an asshole. So yeah, I think an apology, a good apology, again, just mean it. If you don't mean it, it's almost like an insult.
Of course.
Because it's like, like you said, I said I'm sorry, man. Or what else do you want from me? Dude, you don't mean it. I don't give a shit about your sorry. Just like use words. And even if you don't use that specific word of sorry, just tell me, listen, I feel bad. I did this. I shouldn't have done that. I was very stressed. listen, I'm sorry, blah, blah. Okay, fine. Even if you leave out the sorry parts, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. I hope I didn't hurt you. I hope I didn't cause too much trouble, etc., etc. Fine, that's perfect. Even if you don't use the magic word sorry. But if you use just the I'm sorry, well, I said I'm sorry. Listen,
Yeah.
it's not gonna open all the doors. It's not gonna create miracles because you just said the word sorry, and it's gonna.
My bad. You know,
Yeah,
like,
it's.
but
it's
here's the
interesting.
thing: when people tell you that you did something or whatever, and there's waves and waves and waves of you like acting as if you were going their way and
And then you squash them like
squash
bugs.
them again. How do you come and apologize after like demonstrating that every time you gave a little hope, you bring the hammer down? Because I want to come back to the Dieudonné story, right?
Well, before we go there, so go back to what you were saying before. So you said, what if somebody is apologizing,
Because like in the Dieudonné case, right?
but you don't accept their apology?
No, Dieudonné is why I want to
Okay,
talk about him
go
is
ahead.
that is a good demonstration because basically he did something that controversial, right?
Okay.
And then he comes with a show that's called My
Mes
Apologies,
Excuses, yes.
you know, Mes Excuse. And you kind of look, maybe he's coming my way, and he hits you again.
He doubles down, yeah.
Doubles down, and he does that over and over and over again. And now you're telling me that he came out with a true apology. How do you
Reconciliate the two? Okay.
like?
So here is my explanation. First of all, it goes back to a theme that's very interesting. Some people should not apologize. If you didn't do anything wrong, it doesn't matter if you are canceled, if they take away your YouTube channel, if they take away your seats in the White House, it doesn't matter. If you didn't do anything wrong, you should not apologize. There is a quick example. Bill Maher. He has like a show, etc. It's pretty actually funny. He had a show a long time ago called Politically Correct. Anyways, and he's everything but. Anyways, so one day he's a comedian. He did stand-up comedy. Now he hosts shows, etc. And he talks about politics. He's a very smart dude. I don't agree with everything he said, but he's pretty funny, witty, etc. And one day he was doing an interview, and he used the N-word in a joke. He said something like, "I'm a house," or no, in this scenario, I would be the house N-word. Like I would be worse because I would be working in the house against my brothers, working outside in the fields, etc. I would be like kissing asses so I could stay inside, etc. So then we saw an apology. So he was like severely reprimanded. People wrote articles about him, etc., etc. Then Ice Cube comes to his show as a black person to accept his apology. It was so humiliating. Honestly, I thought it was like a joke. And Ice Cube was like, well, first of all, nobody should say this word. And we are the only ones who could use this word, etc., etc. And he said, yes, I'm sorry. I apologize to you and to your community. And he was like, honestly, I lost a lot of respect. It was a joke. He did not. It was a joke. So we can do another podcast where we talk about the artistic license of comedians who can hide behind the fact they say, oh, it was just a joke. It was just a joke. And I think Dieudonné used that excuse a lot, saying, oh, I was just performing a joke. But I think sometimes he was saying what he meant, and then he was hiding behind the fact that he was a comedian and making jokes. Anyways, so sometimes. Another example, Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
he said something about his son being gay. He would love him to death, but if he comes with like a flamboyant gay with like a makeup on, etc., he would take the dollhouse and he would smash it on his face. This is a tweet that he made like 10 years ago, and he was gonna present the Oscars or the Oscars, I think, and they pulled that back. And then he had to apologize, and he didn't realize his dream of hosting the Oscars. I think if your intentions are good, you will always offend some people. So don't apologize because if you give a half-ass apology, it's like, all right, I'm giving this to the system.
Yeah, well,
So
in
you
this,
can forgive me.
In this case, like you said, there is the system, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like for instance, there's a lot more at stake if you don't apologize, even if it's a half
True,
apology.
true.
So like a lot of celebrities, all that, they have to do it because they're losing like sponsorships,
Yeah,
they're losing a lot of
yeah,
stuff because today, man, it's fucking
Yeah, it's
so
just bad.
sensitive.
Very, very sensitive.
But
for sure.
at the same time, I go from the principle that a joke is as funny as the audience
Perceive
responds
it, yeah.
to it. Like I can come to you and I don't know, tell you, "Oh, what's up, fatty?" and you're gonna laugh.
Yeah.
I can do the
Probably
same
not,
thing
but-
to another girl that has,
And she will be deeply
and
offended.
she'll be not even offended. She'll be like devastated,
Okay.
right? It's the same joke
Okay. So,
So-
should you apologize in this case?
to her, yes.
Why to her? You
Because
didn't
it-
make the joke for her.
I know,
You
but
made
it-
the joke in general. She happens to be in
But
the
that's
public.
the thing. That's the thing. Whatever it is, this is why you cannot use it like it's really a case to
Case by case study. Yeah, I
study,
agree.
you
I
know,
agree.
like,
I agree.
If I come to you, I'm used to telling everyone, "Hey, fatty, hey, fatty, hey, fatty," and you know, I don't know. Like if I come and I really hurt someone, I'm not talking about I'm a bit offended. I'm talking. Some people are genuinely hurt, and you apologize just to say my intentions weren't to hurt you.
So you shouldn't
and-
apologize. You should just say, listen, guys, I'm a comedian. If you are too fragile to listen to jokes, don't come. This is just a joke. You were laughing when I was making fun of black people. You were laughing when I was making fun of Chinese people. Now that I'm making a joke that you
No.
are more sensitive to, I need to apologize to
I
you
agree.
because you're gonna write on your blog.
No,
Listen.
on this point,
Sorry.
like the N word and all that stuff, like especially when it's used in a really not a demeaning way.
Because
Like-
when you apologize, you show that your intentions were bad. You admit it. You say,
No,
I'm
no.
sorry. Or you say half-ass apology. You're like,
No,
I'm sorry
not always.
if I hurt
Not
you.
always, because sometimes you just didn't calculate the thing. You know, like you said something. It's like if I come, I'll give you a clear example
Please
of things
do.
that you cannot
Control.
control
Foresee.
or foresee.
Yes.
Imagine someone who just lost a parent or something, and you say a
Yes.
joke about, "Hey, your mama," at a very bad timing. It's not really your fault,
True.
but once you hear that information, you cannot not apologize.
But it goes without saying. Of course. I think you don't need to apologize. And even that person, he doesn't know you. He's in the public. He
Of
lost
course.
his parents like 2 weeks ago, and
But
he
that's-
just wants to change his mind by going to a comedy club. And he goes there, and they make fun of like dead parents. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't feel
but
good for him.
In a comedy club, this is my point. It's different. Like they should have this kind of badge, you know, like PG-13 or whatever.
Yeah,
On any content that might,
Hurt
you know,
you,
like
offend
that,
you,
that's
etc.
comedy. They put that badge and
Listen.
like, look, we're making fun of everything.
They don't need a badge. It's comedy.
know?
That's the comedy.
No,
by
because there's a lot
definition.
of stuff. Like today, we cannot define clearly what's the line that you cannot
That's
cross.
true. That's why.
Because man, now you have genders,
Of course.
religions.
I think we should make fun of
uh,
everything and everybody.
like everything. Exactly.
Don't get
But-
offended. If you get offended, you have no right to laugh when I make fun of another group, another
Exactly.
community. That
But
means
that's
like
that again is at the end. This is where I kind of like draw like I wouldn't say the line, but it's also a comedian's job to kind of like deliver to his audience. what
read
they-
the room.
Yeah.
I don't know. I disagree with you. I think, listen, comedy and all the free speech in general hey, yeah, when we made fun of Indians, we made fun of
but,
handicapped
okay,
people, etc. You laughed.
Okay.
Now I make fun of Arabs. They're like, oh my
Let me
God,
tell you
he's
this.
racist.
Let me tell you
He's
this.
not. He's funny. That's
You
it.
go
Or not funny.
you go to a country that's extra Muslim,
Okay.
or extra this or extra that, and you know that you have like jokes that are like just on the line. You go to Iran or some stuff.
yeah. Yeah. Mm.
And you have a show where you make fun of everyone. Aren't you gonna tone down a bit the Muslim side because of you need to read your audience?
That's true. That's true.
It's the same thing.
I think honestly, I'm not. I don't know.
It's
Listen.
it's-
If a comedian comes to Morocco
Yeah.
and makes fun of Moroccans, you can see if he has good intentions or not. And if he has,
How
if
can
he
you
has,
see that?
okay, but
It's
you can-
subjective.
it's subjective. But when he apologizes, I'm like, yeah, maybe this motherfucker really meant what he said. He wasn't just for the joke, or I don't know. Here is another thing that's interesting. Recently, or not recently, I mean, a few months ago, maybe
Okay.
over a year ago,
Mm-hmm.
I apologized
Oh my God,
to something
you didn't do.
I did nothing wrong,
Yeah,
but because
it was easier.
the other in reality they didn't force me, but they're like, it's just you say sorry, he says sorry, okay, let's have a discussion. But we had a discussion. It was very heated.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, listen, you misread everything I did. This is not what I said. This is not what I meant. This is, you just like imagine this. This never happened. This I never said. Like, oh, when I said this, I wasn't talking about you at all. Like you are so susceptible. Like it wasn't you. You built up this story in your head.
Yeah.
And you kept like making those dots connect, and they did not connect at
Exactly.
all. But, and I said, and
I apologize
and
if
I-
you felt.
no. I said, actually, it's true. I said, I'm really sorry. I apologize.
If I hurt your feelings.
No, I apologize, period. And I hurt your feelings, etc. I see that. And I really apologize, but it was not really meant for you. I didn't talk about you. It was, you were misled maybe, or you imagined things. And here is why. Here's the proof. Here's the proof. And when I apologized, he said, it's okay, I forgive you.
Mm.
I felt like saying, hold on, let me retract that shit. No, I don't apologize because I should not apologize. And from that day, I'm like, we should not always apologize because we hurt somebody's feelings.
Not always.
They should get tougher. They come to a comedy show, they should expect their gender, their community, or whatever they
I
are
agree.
sensitive about to be laughed at. And if you don't like
agree.
it, don't come. In this case, I didn't do anything wrong. I apologize to make everything go smooth.
Yeah, you
But-
apologize.
But he's like, yeah, well, all right, I accept. And as a matter of fact, we are still not okay. So yeah,
Mm.
I forgive you. No, bitch, I'm being nice so we can smooth things over so the people around us can.
But your
can be
apology is a bit kind of like the apology of someone who said something. Like it's
Absolutely.
apologizing to the system.
Exactly.
But then again,
So I'm apologizing to make the results that I want, not to
Yeah.
to mean it, not because I mean it.
well, it's kind of I
Listen,
don't know. It's
don't apologize if you did not do anything wrong. Have an explanation. And if the guy proves or the girl proves to you or shows you how you hurt her or you hurt him, how you did her wrong or you did him wrong, then
yeah, but
say,
you
listen,
see-
I
you
see.
see,
I
in
see."
this case, it always depends who you have in front of you, because I would take that time if I care.
Mm.
Like if I care, I would take the time to explain and like, bro, you shouldn't take it this way. Like,
Yeah,
be-
exactly.
toughen up a
Exactly,
bit and stuff like
exactly.
that. But if you're just like, I don't know, you're this random dude that's just like sensitive and
Well,
you're
tough
like,
luck.
okay,
Fuck
sorry,
off.
and he's gonna be,
You know
I
what?
forgive
Go
you.
fuck
Okay,
yourself.
cool.
That's it.
But-
That's it.
Yeah, but there's always connections, relationships.
I hate. I
That's
think.
the-
I
that's
think
the-
for the
the-
greater good, even for the greatest good, you should not apologize because
Yes.
it you lose
The value.
Like you lose the value of what you said
your
and what you
word.
did, and people are like, well, you see, so he did something wrong, he apologized, but I did not. I don't know if I will accept his apology. Well, you're just being a little bitch. That's the reality. I'm apologizing to make everybody around us be happy, because you are just a little bitch. And
Okay,
here is the thing.
so what's the solution?
The solution is, if you didn't do anything wrong, have an explanation and prove your point.
Bitch
Show your
slap
point.
everyone.
No. But show your position.
Yeah.
Give your arguments. Be honest. And also, Jordan Peterson mentioned this. He said,
We should have him on the podcast.
"Oh
by the way.
man, you know, if
Jordan
you want,
Peterson, if you're watching us,
if you're
you're most
watching us-
welcome.
Honestly, if you're watching us, just give us a thumb up. That would make our day. We don't need it. If you
Yeah.
could come, that would be great. But like he said, always enter conversations and accept that you might be wrong. That the person in front of you might know something that you don't know. So
Of
be
course.
ready to listen and be ready to be wrong. And I try to keep that open mind when I enter conversations. So when I know for 100% sure that I was in the right and the other person is in the wrong, I still enter the conversation with the door open. I'm like, all right, maybe not wide open, but ajar. I'm like, all right, let's see if you can convince me. I'm not 100% against being convinced. Don't apologize if you didn't do anything wrong. I think that's if it wasn't too long, maybe it should have been the title of this video. But you know, that's it. And
Sorry, not sorry.
sorry, not sorry. And like, if you didn't do anything wrong, have an explanation. Not like sorry is just not gonna solve all your problems. I think.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes, let's close up with this. I'm always laughing when I see YouTubers, or Instagrammers or whatever, like Twitch or whatever that shit is. They when they got caught doing something bad,
Yeah.
and all their life resolve around their YouTube channel or whatever, they like bend over backwards, like,
Of course.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean, like, I saw a girl, like, she mistreated her dog and she was hitting the dog or whatever, which it's a really tough one for me to watch. I really don't like that. But anyways,
Yeah.
when she did that, and she was making fun of all the YouTubers who like they wear a comfy sweater and they put like their hair up and they say, I'm so sorry, and they start fake crying. And that's exactly what she did. So they took that video and they showed her doing that. And
But that's once again, that's the apology to the system. You know, like
Exactly.
you have that script that if you don't go through that stuff and be like, you know, I've grown so much from this
Exactly.
experience.
And your PR team writes you that thing.
Introspection is everything now. I'm, you know, like
I'm a better person. I'm
I'm a
gonna keep
better
growing thanks
person,
to
and,
you, and I will try to do better. And it's
Yeah.
all written. I think it's ChatGPT can write you a much better
Man,
one.
exactly. Like,
So it's like so fake. But anyways, I think, you know, have the balls to man up to your thing. When you did something wrong, have a sincere apology. And when you don't feel you did anything wrong and people could not convince you that you did something wrong, just say, hey, listen, yeah, maybe you don't like what I said, but this is how I feel. So, I mean, tough luck. Hey, you potato. Nobody says potato, but I don't know why they keep saying potato. But anyways, yeah, man, that's pretty much it, what I wanted to say. So, and you know, when people die in our culture, like before they die, they say you have to
To
say
make
sorry,
amends,
make amends. Like,
yeah.
okay, like if I did anything wrong before I die, sorry, dude, it's too late.
yeah.
Go to that dark, go towards the light, brother. It's too late now.
Yeah.
You screwed up all your life. But anyways, and forgiveness in like religion also. I just came up with these ideas. Like in Catholic, I think religion, when they
Yeah.
go to the priest and he can like wash all your sins away.
Yeah.
It's so convenient, man.
Yeah, like say three.
Three Hail Marys or whatever. And then it's all good. We have almost the same thing. I think that that this principle exists in most religions. I think in our religion, it's like when you go to Mecca or whatever, like
or
they
even
wash your
when,
sins.
even when you kind of convert.
Yeah, it's like you start from
you're
scratch,
like,
baby.
It's reset. But yeah,
I think it's too
then it's-
convenient.
well, then it's the,
Listen,
the
you need to
beliefs.
mean it. That's it. And no, your sins will not go away. Like, but if you really try to build up on them and be a better person, that's the best thing you can do. Nobody can squash out your sins and like your forgiveness. And I think even in Jewish religion, they have a Rosh Hashanah or something like that, where they're like,
I don't know.
where they're like, it's actually a beautiful thing. Like they say, the big forgiveness, and you need to forgive, etc., etc. To close up with Dieudonné, Thanksgiving is something different. Oh boy, I know what I'm gonna put in the beginning. Okay.
Okay. I apologize for that. And I mean it.
To finish up, Dieudonné, he apologized, and he said exactly what you said, which is like, some people I am honest and sincere. Some people will doubt me, and it's their right. Some people will accept my apology. It's their right. But me, I'm cleaning out my closet, as Eminem would
I'm
say.
sorry, mama.
I'm sorry, mama. And that's it. I'm out. I'm saying I'm sorry and I apologize. I know I hurt you, but this is what happened. You provoked me and you took away my rights, etc. And I felt bad and I kept provoking and teasing. And this was my only weapon. Comedy is my only weapon. And I did this. Yes, sometimes I went overboard and I hurt people, and I apologize about that. And some people accepted it. Some people said, no way, it's another trick.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care. He said, I don't
That's
care what
the thing,
you say.
dude.
The ball is on your camp.
The reality of an apology is that, and even forgiveness, that's kind of messed up, because the apology and forgiveness is an act that you do towards the other, but in reality,
You do it for yourself.
You do it
It's
for
very
yourself
selfish.
every time. Like
Yeah.
when you apologize, you just kind of like admitting you're washing your conscience, you know, like,
Sure.
and then the ball is like, if you want to react good or bad, like it's not weighing on me. Like
I think it's most of the weight is not on your shoulders anymore, but you still feel better if he says, "Yeah, all right,
of
that's
course,
okay."
of course.
So,
But
so
and the forgiveness is the thing. Like when you forgive someone, you kind of like release that.
pressure for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. I think it's good to forgive and forget. It's very tough, but yeah, forgive. Keep in mind, but to forgive and forget. All right, guys, we're gonna let you go on these notes.
Yep.
It was cool. It was a little long, but it was cool. I'm happy you're back, and hopefully we can keep pushing those podcasts as often as possible.
Of course.
And 1,000 views, baby. 1,000
Yeah,
views.
like,
subscribe,
love,
comment,
breathe,
and,
subscribe.
and apologize.
And
Apologize, bitch.
Only if you mean it.
Only if you meant it. All right, take
All
it
right,
easy,
take it
guys.
easy.